we are going to do a watercolor resist painting. And so our materials are going to be our watercolor paper, contact paper. Here's a template that I've made of a fish, but you can have whatever you want. We've got our watercolors, we've got our paintbrush, a cup of water, we've got crayons, we've got kosher salt, and a pencil, and we are going to begin. Take our contact paper and our template of our fish and lay it down, and we're going to trace around it. Alright, now we've got our fish traced on our contact paper, and we're going to cut it out. Okay, now we have our fish cut out of the contact paper, and we take the backing off like that, very carefully. And then we can stick our fish on the watercolor paper. And press it down with your hands. Okay, now we're going to get the watercolor paper just wet. Just wet it with your brush. Just brush and water. Brush lots of water on. Now we have our paper good and wet. Whatever colors you want to paint. A lot of people would probably use blues and purples and greens because that's in the ocean. You can make it as colorful as you want. I'm going to put some red in there because red and blue make purple. All right, now we've got that good and colored. We need to let it dry for just a few minutes. We're going to take our kosher salt and just sprinkle it on. And the salt will absorb some of the moisture and some of the color from the paper. It'll be interesting to see. Now we let that dry. Okay, now that it's dry, you can see we can start to brush off the salt. But you see the neat design that the salt left? It kind of absorbed some of the moisture and some of the color and kind of gave it, maybe the fish is swimming by some coral. It gave it a coral effect. Peel off our contact paper. And there's our fish, and now we can color them. Any color that you want. And this is our finished product. And there's our fish. And now we're going to take all of your pictures and put them up on the board, and it'll look like the ocean with all these different sea creatures swimming around. And that's a water resist painting.